It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show, so start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
All right, here we go. It is a Wednesday on the KVJ Show. How is everybody doing today?
Good morning.
I know we got a world record on deck here today, part of the fun.
You know it, and I am looking for a partner. Who's coming with me?
1, 2, 3, not it.
Who's coming with me? Come on, who wants to chase greatness with
I
me?
usually get stains or pains.
Stains and pains.
Whenever I join your team.
I don't know if I hate that tagline. Stains or pains, World Record Wednesday.
Stains and pains.
Yeah, I love it.
I brought you a present, Stains and Pains.
Did you give me a tumbler?
I did. It's brand new. I was just taking the sticker off of it.
Look at this, Kevin.
I know
Okay.
you're joining this Tumbler club.
Yeah.
That one's got its own straw, its own lid, and I filled it with a little bit of Cuban coffee for you.
Oh my
good
gosh!
heavens. Wow.
Look at
Happy
this. I
Wednesday.
mean, I
Okay.
am tickled pink over here.
That'll fuel you up.
I know
Thank
you just joined the Tumbler club, and that one's a nice one. Somebody gave me that.
I swear to you, it's made my life 1% better. 1 full percent.
Hey, that's big.
That's a big number.
That sticker that I peeled off, it said, keeps drinks cold for 12 hours. I was
Wow.
like, how do these magic stainless steel tumblers do this? I don't understand the science, but I just know the product is awesome.
It is crazy. I will tell you, though, because I do enough tumblers. Got about maybe 7 of them now. They do vary in quality.
Yes.
Some of them, and I've kind of have them earmarked now. I know that one, I noticed the ice disappears faster in some. Some of them
Right.
have lids that I just don't like. Some of them had that closure thing that every time you try to drink, the door closes as you try to drink.
Yeah, that's no
And you're
good.
like, what an annoying feature this is. Did nobody test this out?
The best one is that Yeti, but they are going to require for you to open your wallet a little bit more.
Well, I really noticed it because I had COVID and I left all my tumblers here at work and I just had my regular cups and I had been using them. It takes away the quality of your flavored drinks because it waters down so quickly.
I will leave a tumbler in my car in the heat, and it'll have ice in it and water. I'll go run errands for like an hour
Yeah.
or whatever. I'll come back. The cup still has ice
crazy, right?
and ice water in the hot
Can't even
car.
believe it. Can't even believe
It
it.
defies my brain and
Yeah.
science.
I'm not getting paid by Tumbler. I'm just talking this love of the game. Love of the game for the Tumbler, man.
Okay, so it's a big day. Huge day here on the KVJ Show with new tumblers you can see on KVJ TV. Dial it up at kvjshow.tv right now.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you thinking about today, Jay Bird?
Well, I am thinking about today's World Record Wednesday.
Okay.
And I do need a partner. Let's strategize. I think we can do this one. I think we can break it. It's requiring 2 people, and it's the fastest time to wrap a person in newspaper.
Yes.
We've got plenty of newspaper. Side note, a lot of places don't sell newspapers anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Newspapers are not the easiest thing to find.
They're not.
Kind of like how I told you all Sports Illustrated wasn't easy to find out there.
Yeah.
Newspapers are not that easy to find. You got to search a little bit.
Not a good era for print.
But I figured, hamburger hands, you do not want me taping the paper. So I will be the statue standing still. Someone would have to wrap me in paper and tape me as quick as possible. And here are the rules. It's head. It's from the neck, the top of your neck, right where it hits the head, all the way down to your ankles.
Oh, we don't do the mouth?
No, I know. None of the ones I saw, they all stop right at the neck, you smartass.
I've been wanting to tape that mouth for years.
Who's the best grab the paper taper?
Well, I think you're kind of limited on options. I think Virginia's about all you got.
All right.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
We could have Sweet Denny slide in. for
Okay.
just that segment and have you be the taper. It's only going to take a couple minutes.
The only problem is when I kind of get activated, nobody does commentary. So
Well,
we
that's-
kind of have.
That's why we're talking
we have a
now.
little bit of silence.
That's why we're talking right now to work out the strategy, Coach. Because I agree. Last time Virginia,
You're going to hear nothing but ruffling papers and be like, what is going on this show?
I was counting.
Yeah.
You know I can't do anything else when I count.
No, there's video, there's side video of her watching. She wasn't only counting during that.
Yeah.
She was caught up in the moment. She was watching the
she
world
just-
record
she
voice
gets captivated.
I was plugged in. I was trying to be focused, and it's hard for me to count, so I have to really do nothing else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it-
that's why I'm thinking I probably should be over here to commentate and run things.
It was the world record for most kisses on the face, and Virginia was supposed to commentate the whole thing and didn't say a word for 30 seconds. So it sounded like we were off the air, or I don't know, birds pecking at each other. All right, well, I want to work this out. So you're thinking Kevin's out. Is it
Yeah.
the witch? Is he?
I think that's your option, yeah. That's your best option.
We have Denny's. We have Suits as well. Anyone can slide into any role here. Is Virginia my best option of taping?
Of course not. But is that all you got? Probably.
I don't think it is all I got. That's why we're discussing this. I got options, dog. You ain't just the hottest girl in town.
Your fate is in my hands.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think I might have to go with Suits.
Yeah.
But by the way, I do think we can break this.
Sure. Yeah, I think you can. Now, the guy who broke the record, I saw he had tried it first on his nephew. And his nephew is into gymnastics, and he said that his muscles were a little too sharp, and he needed more smoother. Because if you have kind of ridges like that, then it was tough and it was ripping the paper. So he wound up wrapping his niece instead and used her. And she was a little smaller as well. So when you had less space to cover, then you could also wrap somebody faster.
Okay, but let me beat her to it. She's about to make a fat joke.
Oh, sure.
No,
Okay.
You
I'm
looked
about
at-
to make a no muscle tone joke.
Okay.
That's different.
As you were
What do
talking,
you want? Do you want fat joke or you want no muscle tone joke?
as you were reading that, she looks at me and has the nerve to take her eyes and then look down at my gut.
Yeah. She just sized you up to be like, what am I going to rip on? Lack of muscle or fat?
And that's my partner? I don't know if it is.
It's tough.
Team sabotage.
Well, it's between Suits and the Speedster Denny's.
Yeah, you're right.
I need speed for this thing.
you
you
do
do.
need speed. Denny's not known for his speed.
But is known for his care and eye to detail.
Oh, he'll be gentle.
There's so-
I don't bring gentle.
All right, there's a lot to unpack today. That's all I got, Kev.
Okay. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Mags joined a cult.
Oh, no.
A cult?
Yep, this hooker joined that cult, that Orange Theory cult.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well,
yeah.
I know the workout place. I know people get really wrapped up in it.
Yes. So whenever I walk by it, they're always screaming at the people that are in there working out.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
how they
like,
motivate them.
ooh, that's a lot. I don't know if I could
They're
handle.
intense.
They're very intense, and
Yeah.
I'm not. When I'm working out, I'm just trying to keep peace and quiet. But she joined the cult, and now she wants me to go, and I just
Oh, really?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do well with that. I'm going to go because it'll be bonding time for us together.
Okay, that's
but
good.
I'm not going into it with the highest of optimism.
Well, they are intense. I mean, that's the one thing about them. I think they're effective, and people do seem to swear by them and love them. They love the motivation, the high energy, and yeah, you're going to go in there and really sweat your nards off for at least 30 minutes to an hour, depending on which class you take.
It's like a drug dealer, though. The first one's free. So
Yeah.
I'll go in there and get the free one and see what it's all about. But
Okay.
a student rate is $70 a month.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Holy
that's
crap.
just it. Yeah.
That's for a student.
You pay a lot for that motivation. Yeah.
I feel like I can yell at myself for way less.
I know there's an Orange Theory up in here in Palm Beach Gardens, and it's right next to a Trader Joe's, and that parking lot is Armageddon on steroids. You can't.
In gardens,
It's just
yeah.
so intense.
That parking lot is laid out so weird.
Yeah, I'm surprised people don't get
They do.
I was going to say.
There's always somebody having words in that parking lot.
You just know when you go into that parking lot, it's a battle. There's nothing easy about anything in that parking lot.
You have to park on the perimeter. If you try to get close to the building, it is the Hunger Games.
And then if you add a few lot lizards in there, Kevin.
Lot lizards,
Now
yeah.
you're dodging lot lizards, you're dodging
But
cars.
the garden's lot lizard is a higher quality lot lizard.
That's good, at least.
She's got less scabs.
Yeah.
She still has dirty feet, but at least she has on flip-flops. What's going on with you, Kev?
What's on my mind? I thought it was great news. Serena Williams is announced that she's going to be returning to Wimbledon. She has not played since last year's Wimbledon. She wound up bouncing out of that contest after she injured her hamstring. So this is going to be the first time she's competitively played on a court in a year. So it'll be interesting to see if she's got another win in her. She's been hanging where she's just like one behind the all-time majors record. I don't know. Does Serena still have a major in her? She's won Wimbledon 7 times. So it would be kind of a big deal. It'd be nice for her to be able to tie because we've got 2 Palm Beach County residents that are just right there off the record. Tiger Woods still trailing Jack Nicklaus for majors, and Serena is still, behind Court, I believe it is. That has got the all-time record. So it'll be awesome. It'll make Wimbledon more exciting.
Amen.
So, yeah. So wishing her the best as she gets back into competitive tennis.
Well, talking to my dad, he's ready. You let me know when the Ralstons are ready.
Did you tell him we were all drinking out of his shoe yesterday?
The message got back to him.
Oh, did okay. Burke, I got my shoe back.
How weird does he think we are?
I think everybody that's really close to me, they've accepted this.
Yeah. Well, we posted something up on our KVJ Show Facebook page, which sounds like it might be Virginia and Orange Theory. What if you tried once but swear you'll never do it again? I know one time I went to a spin class, and that is the only one I've ever done. I thought I was in good shape, and I was riding my bike next to this about 75-year-old woman who just not only was outpacing me and whooping my butt, but was heckling me the entire class.
Damn, lady.
It was tough, Virginia. Get ready. There's going to be some intense people in there. And you walk in, you size them up, be like, oh, I got them, and them. And then they get on the bike, you're like, how are they going so well?
I'll never play in one of those men's softball leagues ever again.
Oh, yeah, I've done that once.
It was so intense and angry. It just was a lot, man.
Yeah, we did that one time, and I was standing in the dugout with the woman who was the coach of the team. She's like, this is my first game back. I'm so excited. I'm like, back from what? She's like, I was sliding in the second one time. They threw the ball, and it caved in my whole face. See, they had to prop it up here, and I had to get reconstructive jaw surgery here and there. I was like, you know what? I'm not sure I'm cut out for this.
Oh, they kept putting me at third base, and this one team had guys that were all 300 pounds, and you could tell so angry with their marriage. So they just took every aggression.
It gets intense.
Virginia Mach 10 down the third base line at me. I'm like, I don't like this. Then people get mad if you miss the ball. God, this is supposed to be fun, y'all.
Yeah, it's not fun at all. Don't let them fool you. Adult softball's awful. It's hell on earth.
It is.
Yeah, doing a cycling class, I was a one and done. Probably about 10 or so years ago, I did that, and it was hell on earth. I thought it was never going to end. I thought I was in good shape. I was getting heckled by this 75-year-old woman who's on the bike next to me. Oh, it was just unbelievable. And then on top of it all, you're right, those classes, they're not cheap.
Yeah, it's a next level experience. I don't know if I'm ready for it. I feel like you have to get in shape to even go. You can't walk in there a little chubs.
And I thought I was in shape. I had done treadmills and all that kind of stuff for my little warm-ups. Not even close. I'm not even close to ready for what was coming on there. Jamer talked about adult softball. I've been there before, too. Queen and I, we did that one and done, and I realized how intense and dangerous it can be.
I mean, Kevin's right, because it sounded like Kevin played co-ed. I was in the men's league, and these guys were Virginia. It was so much. But I've even seen the co-ed leagues. They go full gorilla seriousness. Marriages are breaking up.
Oh, it was too much.
Did the Queen have fun doing that?
No, I think both of us were just a little bit. We thought it was going to be like loosey-goosey and having a good time. We heard about like the adult kickball and things like that. We thought it'd be along those lines, and it was just way too intense because what was dangerous about it, you had a mix of guys that had just gotten out of college but weren't good enough to continue playing, and so they were out there playing with people that had really no ability, and so some people were hitting and throwing really fast and hard, and the others were just slow, tortoise-like. So it was just kind of a dangerous mix.
Well, I always heard about, the softball beer league. It's so much fun. That's what I thought I was getting into. These guys drank beer, but they turned into angry power drinkers. And if you lost, look out. It was awful, Kevin.
Yeah, so anyway, we asked the question, what is something that you've tried once but will never do again? Of course, we got a lot of the typical answers. Roxanne said marriage. Milica said having a baby. In fact, marriage was the top answer. So a lot of people have been there, done that, and they're like, I don't know why I'd do it again. A lot of them had to do with amusement park rides. Monica said, yes, I got on the Harry Potter roller coaster at Universal, the one where you're on the flying broom. I passed out like 5 times.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that. Was it Mission to Mars?
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, took me out for 4 hours.
Harry Potter, that ride, I'm not kidding, took me out for 4 days. I was day 3 Googling, does vertigo last for 78 hours?
He ran off the ride and barfed.
I didn't run off I barfed on the ride.
Yeah. There's no running off of it at all.
The only running was the embarrassment running away from the crowd.
Did your barf get on others?
No, it didn't.
Okay, that's good.
The ride had just stopped in front of everybody, getting off the ride and on the ride for me to barf, just stationary.
Yeah, just right in front of everybody.
You were waiting till you had an audience
I
to barf.
did.
I would like to barf so I can get some applause after.
I needed the applause. Virginia.
Stephanie said, yeah, this slingshot ride, hated it. You ever seen that thing? It just
Yes.
I've seen that too where people have passed out on that because they got that camera that looks right at your face and everyone looks completely horrified. No one looks like they're having fun on that thing.
If you had to get on a ride like the Gravitron, how bummed out would you be? The one that spins.
That would be terrible.
It would be terrible.
It'd take money, a lot of money these days. Yeah, it's just not even worth it. Eileen said, something I've tried once but will never do again, skiing on snow. I almost fell off a mountain. No one showed me how to stop, and I didn't think about it until I got going. It's like, hey, are there brakes on these things?
Oh, my.
That would be terrifying. Can you imagine that? You're heading towards a cliff. You're on skis, and
you don't know how to stop or turn.
Yeah.
Have y'all skied before? Do you know how to do it?
No, I never have.
I've never done it. No, nobody in Louisiana skis. Water ski, yes. Snow ski, no.
The queen is dying to go. She used to go when she was a kid, and she thinks it's going to be a great family vacation. And I know I'm going to get up there. I will snap a leg in 10 minutes. That's what's going to happen to me.
I see you hitting a tree.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That might be more of one of those ones where you sit and people watch, maybe.
I kind of thought about that.
Sit in the lodge and sip on hot toddies.
Yeah, but then I'll come home, Dad will be plastered, and then they won't be happy about that. It just
the lodge looks fun.
It does. It
does.
does.
A lodge? You just say hottie toddies? Is that what you said?
Hot toddies.
Hot toddies.
And they got a fire going.
Yeah, it's just my game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Joanne said, wave runner riding on the ocean. Never again.
I love wave runners.
But you got to be careful, though. If it's a little choppy out there, it is scary.
I think just, her saying on the ocean. I think that's the divider there.
Does Mags, is she still using hers?
She does, but she's not supposed to go on the ocean in it. I don't know. Sometimes she probably does. But if it's choppy, it gets really like just jumping waves and jumping waves and jumping waves. Like, that's scary.
Are you okay if you never get on a jet ski for the rest of your life ever again?
I mean, I'm okay. I like them. I got no problem with them, but I'm okay. I'll survive.
All right.
I don't need it in my life. Susan said I did whitewater rafting one time.
That
Never
looks
again.
Fun.
It does, but I've seen people, because depending upon which level you get on with your rapids, I've seen some people been in some really death-defying situations.
I did it once, and the group that we were with, 2 people fell out of the boat, and I was like, Y'all weren't holding on tight enough. I had a death grip on that boat.
It's all 5 of us. We're doing some whitewater rafting. Who gets thrown out first?
I mean, Bird.
Yeah.
Come on. Do we have to even say?
I don't know, man. Come on.
Dude, some of those rapids are no joke.
Right,
man.
because when you fall
Yeah.
out, you better hope you don't hit a rock.
Right.
Like they make you wear a helmet and like all this protective gear because, I mean, I think like one person out of every boat falls out.
Yeah.
Every video I see, somebody falls
It
out.
just looks like such great fun, doesn't it?
I'm gonna go on the tamer ones.
The ones at the theme parks.
Yeah.
They have those. Those are fun too.
I like something about like lazy river speed.
Yeah.
That's all good for me. Jerry said something I tried once, I will never do again, ride a bull.
Oh, yeah.
man.
Those are
Okay.
aggressive.
I don't know if I could ever do a mechanical bull again. Those things are pretty rough.
Yeah, they can be. Depends on who's operating it. Chanel said the New Year's Eve ball drop in New York City. Did it once, never going to do it again.
It looks
Yeah.
like a lot.
It is a lot because they kind of lock you down there. And so we went to go do it thinking it was going to be fun and games, but you got to get there early. And then there's no place to pee if you're not staying in a hotel. When I did it, I was young and broke.
Yeah.
And you kind of just are trapped down there. You can't come in, you can't get out, and you have to just hang out. It was weird. I would never do it again without a hotel room.
Jenny said something she tried once, will never do again, a dry wedding. Okay.
Oh my gosh. See, it's really abusive to your guests.
It
to
really
do.
is.
I mean, they gotta
And
sit.
Jenny was a guest.
They gotta sit through all that.
Yeah.
And if you don't tell people ahead of time that they're going to a dry wedding, that is not cool.
So that means the wedding and the reception, you're eating fish and you are looking at people.
And drinking soda.
That has to affect the dance floor,
Oh, definitely.
right?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, things are not going to be as turnt if people are not drinking. Mikey said, I tried sushi once, never again. Some people just don't like it.
I don't. I just do not like sushi. Denny's loves it. I know y'all love it.
I love
Yeah.
it, but it's not for everybody. I get it. It's raw fish. I mean, that is kind of weird.
The veggie roll ones, I know that's not real sushi, I guess, but those are pretty good. I had some from Publix. Pretty tasty.
All right.
I like the rice. I'm a big fan of the rice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I thought we were just being open and honest.
I
Right?
like rice.
Oh, get out of here.
Okay, Pumpkin, that's good.
Don't call me pumpkin.
Michael said one time I tried the Beverly Coke. We'll never do it again.
What's that?
It's at the World of Coke in Atlanta, and it's effing awful. The Beverly Coke.
Is it a drink or an experience?
Well, I assume it's a drink because they have the headquarters there, and it's in downtown Atlanta. I guess it's a carbonated soft drink marketed as a non-alcoholic aperitif. It was produced by the Coca-Cola Company for the Italian market.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Introduced in 1969, it's a drink consumed before a meal that is believed to help digestion.
Okay. So it's probably got like bitters in it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitter taste of Beverly is what it is. So it's, I guess, a bitter Coke. And you can go try it if you go there to Atlanta or to their place in Las Vegas. But apparently it's awful, so I don't know why you would.
Yeah, people are saying it's awful. I mean, it's coming in hot. It's awful. It's awful. This is terrible.
Okay, don't do the Beverly Coke.
Yes.
A couple other things. Something you've tried once will never do again. Kevin said visiting Hialeah. All right, come on. Why's Hialeah got to get so much grief? What's so bad about Hialeah?
I like Hialeah.
John said LSD. Still can't get that purple haze out of my mind.
That is what would freak me out.
Yeah.
I've heard people think they get stuck when they do it, Kevin.
Yeah.
That they're going to be like that forever, Virginia.
Damn.
I know. That doesn't sound like fun to me.
No.
And Maribel says something I tried once will never do again. It's what Jaybird calls butt stuff. All right. Okay.
Who said that?
Maribel.
Maribel. Whoa.
Once, never again.
Lana's favorite.
Yes, never again. Never again. Thank you for that. You want to jump into the conversation, go to the KVJ Show Facebook page. Well, yesterday, Virginia was talking about how her daughter Magnolia was telling her that she loves her straight teeth from her braces, but she believes that it has left a bump in her nose. And Virginia was saying, well, I had braces too, and I feel like I have a bump in my nose.
But I have a big nose on the bottom part. Hers, she has a problem with like the right here part. She thinks that this right here is her problem.
Okay.
Well, she doesn't have a problem, and you don't. Your nose shape, Virginia Sinicki's nose shape, has nothing to do with you wearing braces. that, and I'm no dentist, Kevin.
Yeah. Yesterday, just on a quick search, I had found that somebody said that, yeah, it's basically a myth. And the other thing was saying that what happens is when it kind of moves your teeth, it gives the illusion that your nose might be a little bit different on your face, even though it's not.
Y'all, we're all going to get old and gross anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I guess when you're 17, you don't want to hear that you're going to be two words you don't like, old and gross. Yeah.
And you know how high schoolers are to each other. I think somebody said something to her.
Look.
Well, that's probably a good question to start off with. Hello, Magnolia.
Hello.
Hello. Has somebody said something to you about your nose, or why are you self-conscious about it?
No, I literally have thought this about my nose for so long. Since I noticed it maybe a couple years ago. I just always thought about it as it's so big. I'm always trying to hide it. And it looks fine from the front, but from the side, I just really do not like it. And don't get me wrong, I literally love my braces, and this is not me trying to guilt trip my mom in any way. They're like, oh, you have to buy a nose job because you are the one who, got me braces, because I love my braces, and, I'm so happy that I got them. But my aunt, maybe a year and a half ago, was, talking to me, and she's like, well, a lot of these research papers are being published by doctors and medical professionals in the, facial industry, saying when the braces move your jaw, and it does a different jaw configuration because it's moving your teeth and it's moving your jaw and it's moving your gums and it's moving everything. It moves your nose and other craniofacial structures. So she sent me some of these papers that she has read from medical professionals and doctors. And I have some of them pulled up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, Magnolia, I want to ask, do you know what the motive was of your aunt to tell you this and to give you this? Was she giving you ammunition to get a nose job?
No, absolutely not. She is not like that at all.
Okay.
She always is reading medical journals. And medical papers. So
she's very holistic and stuff. She wouldn't want Magnolia to get a nose job.
Okay.
She's very healing, Eastern medicine, all that kind of stuff. She would be very much against a nose job.
Well, and hey, look, I mean, you may prove that it might be there. I haven't done a deep enough of a dive. I'm not any kind of medical expert to say whether it does or it does not. I know it's at least disputed by the quick Google search that I did on it, but I think we're getting to whether or not you want or need a nose job, and I think that you do. And my next question would be, have you looked at people that have gotten the nose job that may not like it? Because somebody texted in and said, one of the Hadid sisters, she's a model, and she got one. She's Yolanda's daughter, I guess, from the Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, Bella or JJ?
Oh, my God.
I don't know which one, but one of the two, they say they regret getting it.
Wow.
That they did as a teenager. And so, I'm just kind of curious, have you looked into any of those articles, Magnolia, of girls that got it around your age and now are not happy that they did?
No, I think it just depends. If you really want it, and she might have a different sort of nose to begin with. So maybe hers is different formed, or the plastic surgeon wasn't good. There could be so many reasons why she doesn't like it.
Okay.
So, I know a lot of people around me, my age, who have gotten it recently, and they are so happy about it.
Okay. All right. So this is really, I think, what the debate has come down to now is clearly your daughter is doing research on why she needs to get a nose job. So you, as her mother, where do you stand on this, Virginia? Because she's 17 and there's a cost involved, and you still have got one more year to be her parental supervisor. So where do you stand on it, Virginia?
So last weekend, I think she was on the boat with a little girl who got a nose job. Is that true, Mags?
No, I was just I've heard it from a bunch of people that I've heard it from someone I got a nose job, and her nose looks great. And then I've heard it from my friends saying oh, she got a nose job, just on Instagram, seeing it and looking at it and oh my gosh, her nose looks so good now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
But these are super wealthy kids, right? Aren't the parents pretty wealthy?
Yeah.
did this. I don't think we're in the same tax bracket, Mags.
And somebody did also say, too, Magnolia, you commented that the facial industry said, whatever that is, and so they're wondering if maybe they wouldn't have an agenda, kind of like the orthodontist might that you had said about doing that. Do you think maybe that the facial industry might have an agenda by saying how great a nose job is going to make you look?
Well, no, because the paper that I found, it was from the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, and it was an article published by them. So there's no, agenda there. And then it's saying, that's what they are saying. And it's, peer-reviewed, and it was on Google Scholar. And I was just Google. You kids, you can't look at stuff just on Google because stuff like that isn't peer-reviewed and isn't cited and doesn't have multiple sources to go off of.
Okay, all right. Well, she clearly wants this, Virginia, and she's done her homework. So where do you stand as a parent with cost and just saying, hey, do we need to start doing nose jobs at the age of 17?
I don't know. I just feel like it's so intense for 17. And I worry about her because she's my baby. I don't want her going.
Well, there's two questions for you, Virginia. One, do you green light it before she's 18? And two, do you put any money towards it?
I don't know. I don't have that kind of cash just laying around. Hey, let's go get a nose job.
Okay.
It's Wednesday.
Okay.
So this would be something that we have to save for, and I don't know. I don't think your nose looks that bad, Max.
Would you pay any money, Virginia, out of your own pocket for this?
I think I would have to because Mags, she...
Okay, so you would fund Magnolia's nose job?
If it happened, I would have to at least fund it in some part.
Okay, not make her pay for the entire thing herself.
Mags, could you?
Well, the question is if you can't, then you don't get it, right?
Surf camp don't pay that good, Kev. She's a counselor at surf camp.
Yeah. Okay. Those would be a couple of my questions. If I had, my daughter, Caitlin, were in here, I'd be like, okay, can you pay for it? And let's maybe wait till you're 18 to make that choice. Because it is a big one because there are a lot of celebrities we know that have done a nose job and it has changed their life and some of the times their career and not always for the better. I know Jennifer Grey is one of those ones that talks about the nose job she got back in the day. So, any thoughts on this, Bird?
Look, I'm not trying to get involved in any kind of drama. I fundamentally we just have difference of opinions in the way we look at life on this kind of stuff. I would do everything in my power to tell Magnolia that her nose is perfect the way it is. She's only 17 years old. Being insecure about your looks is part of the process of being a human being. You're not an oddball for not liking something. Everyone goes through that. But I would do everything in my power to talk, convince, and let her know, no, nose job, absolutely not. If you want to do that when you're an adult and you have your own money and you still feel that's what you need to do, that is your own journey. But for me, I would be doing everything in my power saying, your nose is great, you don't need a nose job. No.
Well,
no. The N-O of the nose. No.
Well, one other thing to consider is at 17, your body is still growing. So it's a decision that maybe is a little premature. You should wait and see where things end up shifting because you do have, believe it or not, a couple more years left where your body is going to grow and change, and it may just be catching up, and then it all kind of comes out great.
Look, you have a different perspective. You and your family have a different perspective on cosmetic surgery and all. I was raised differently. The culture of my house was you grow old and you try to grow old as graceful as you can with what you got. Now, my mom and Ann, they would dye their hair and all. They'd do stuff like that. But even them, that was a big part of their belief was, you can't fight father or mother time. And eventually it's going to get you. And that was just, how I was raised. So that's going to be my core belief system.
Yeah. Well, the comments are not favorable for it. Don't really see anybody that does not have an agenda who is saying that it is a good idea. So, I know you're trying to win the court of public opinion, but like Amber Heard, I think you're going to lose today on that. And people are saying it's not necessary. Let's not do it.
Well, I also want, I care about Magnolia, and I don't want Magnolia. I just don't want people turning on Magnolia. So I love Magnolia, and I think she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And I think Max is perfect the way she is. She's only 17. You know, we all had insecurities growing up.
Oh, sure.
And I think it's important to talk about that because I think when you are a teenager or a kid, you think you're the only person that feels that way, and it's oh so common to not feel comfortable in your skin.
Sure.
And I think if you hear that more, you might not. I don't. What the hell do I know?
Okay. All right. And people are wondering with you, Virginia, because, you know, you still have the power to say no and you have the power not to give her a dollar towards it. Yet you seem like you still might be given the green light or you might still fund it.
Well, I don't want to ever just say no and stomp my foot without being thoughtful, hearing her out, talking to everybody, talking to, you know, a plastic surgeon. What would they say? Is this smart? Is this dumb? Like, does she need it? I just want to give her a full, thoughtful process before I say yes or no. I don't want her to think that that I believe I'm always right 100% of the time because I don't think that I am. I think that I should look into things and be thoughtful and try to consider her feelings.
Social media too, and I know I sound like a dinosaur. It doesn't help, especially the younger kids. They had that whole documentary. Social media is turning people, it's making people insecure about how they look, even more than before.
I agree with that.
It really is. I mean, there is power of don't read in the comments. Somebody said something, in my opinion, and it's, I don't know. Social media is not always good. If you're always reading stuff, people are obsessed with how they look.
I know that kids have said something to her. I know they have. And so that's what is in my head, that you hate to see your kid get bullied and be sad about something physically that, you know, they want to change.
It's not easy being a high schooler.
It is not easy.
Another thing to think about, somebody else texted and said, one of our friends got a nose job for the high school graduation, and now at 33, her nose looks like it did before the surgery because our nose and ears are always growing. So you may get it done.
Back.
And it grew right back. So,
The only thing
It said, nope, I want to be big.
yeah.
The only other thing I'll say is, you know, you're going to go out in the world. Someone's always going to have something to say to you, and you can't change everything that people don't like about yourself. I think we just have to learn to like ourselves a little better. I don't know.
Okay.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, Brittany was firing off at her brother on Instagram yesterday, denying reports that we had originally got. We had heard from everybody that brother Brian was invited to the wedding, but like the mom, the dad, the sister were not. And now Brittany is refuting that, saying to her brother, I guess, who had commented on something on her Instagram, the mom did as well. Like, they all had something to say. They just chirp and chirp.
So Brittany's got a brother?
Yeah, Brian.
Did you know that? Brian Spears?
I
This?
did. I did know this. You don't see him. You certainly don't see him as much as you see all the others.
So he's the Frankie Jonas of the crew.
He just lived a normal Louisiana life.
Okay.
He never been a showbiz kid.
She took to Instagram to say, why even respond to my post? You were never invited to my wedding. Do you honestly think I would put my brother there, who told me no to Jackson Cokes for 4 years? Now, what she's talking about is, even though she was over the age of 21, when she was doing that Las Vegas residency, Brian worked with the family to keep Brittany on track, making money in the zone. And she's saying, look, you were just basically carrying out their orders by keeping an eye on me and making sure that I was never able to have any fun, even though I was over 21. So I am, even though you're blood and blood runs deep, no family of mine would do what you guys did to me. So go F yourself, Brian. F you.
Okay.
She also wrote, Happy Brit Dependence Day. It's just so good, Kevin.
Yeah, Babsy in the chat room said apparently she's been estranged from her brother since her first album. It's been a while that they've had bad blood, so yeah, goes way back.
Drama.
Yep.
Speaking of drama, your girl Amber Heard was doing interviews. Now, last week...
She ain't my girl. Don't paint me with that brush.
Last week we had heard from Camille, Johnny Depp's lawyer, and she's coming out of all this smelling like a rose. I don't know if Amber should be doing these interviews. Somewhere I read that this interview could count as a new publication under the law, which could spur a third lawsuit.
It's crazy. She's giving an interview, Kev, about how she doesn't want to talk about or give interviews. Is that ironic?
What?
What did she think they were going to talk about when she sat down for the interview?
Couldn't you just have stayed home and been quiet?
She's got a pretty good quote, though, and it confused me, and maybe you can figure out what she was trying to say. It's about Edward Scissorhands and how Johnny Depp convinced the world he had knives for fingers?
Scissors,
yeah.
For hands.
I don't know.
But he was acting. He was playing a role. He got paid to have scissor hands.
This is what she said.
Okay.
How could they not? I think even the most well-intentioned juror, it would have been impossible to avoid this. Every single day, I passed 3, 4, sometimes 6 city blocks lined with people holding signs saying, "Burn the witch," "Death to Amber." After 3.5 weeks, I took the stand and saw just a courtroom packed full of Captain Jack Sparrow fans.
Okay.
That's what I say when I get annoyed with Virginia. Burn the witch!
Maybe get one of those signs that they had. They're not using them this week.
Okay, it's the part 2 clip that she goes into the Edward Scissorhands.
Okay.
The Depp lawyer called your testimony the performance of a lifetime and said you were acting. What do you say to that?
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers. I'm the performer. I had listened to weeks of testimony insinuating that, or saying quite directly that, I'm a terrible actress. So I'm a bit confused how I could be both.
Girl, I'm confused too by what you're talking about.
And first of all, he didn't have scissors for fingers. They were scissors for hands.
Kevin, what is she talking
If he had scissor fingers, it would be a bunch of little scissors.
Wait, so the lawyer is the woman that convinced. Wait, what did she say?
Johnny was acting, and it was a role that he played, and oh my God.
But what's crazy about this is she says it with such confidence and belief that we're supposed to, like, what are you talking about Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, she really needs to start treading lightly here too, because my wife had even mentioned this last night. We were looking at some of these clips, and she said, "Could Johnny Depp sue her again?"
Yes. So anybody who apparently repeats or republishes and an interview like this on television is considered publication under the law, could be subject to defamation and the same liability under the original defamatory lawsuit. So she's kind of doing the same thing that she lost, but she's continuing to keep the narrative.
She's also trying to fight social media, and you're never going to win.
You're not going to win, and what you've done already with this interview, if Johnny wanted to, could take you right back to court and sue you again, because now you've put it back out there that you're repeating the slander against him.
Well, she continues to call him a liar and say that he lied on the stand when he says he never hit her.
So she's saying again that he continued to hit her, and she's not backing down from that.
No.
And she's lost once, but it's not like a double jeopardy thing. He can absolutely take her back for round 2 and say, we need to get more money out of you.
I think there's sometimes a thing, I have a theory, in Hollywood, if everyone's turned on you and it looks like you are really, it's a slam dunk, wrong, and everyone's against you, you double down on your wrongness, and there are going to be some people that do, after it kind of settles, you'll still have some people that believe it. It's not going to be that many, but you'll have something.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
She has supporters in Hollywood that are going to give her work. She is not done.
It's like
she is not completely out of the picture.
Well, it's like Jussie Smollett. He has people that are absolutely backing him.
He's working right now. So, I mean, you can say things, and then if you double down, people will believe you.
I just wonder if it's a strategy. They go, well, we've burned all of these bridges, but we still have this bridge that we can mine and keep and make money from.
And finally here, if you, like me, love Squid Game, we told you about how they're redoing it and going to have a second season of Squid Game. But now Netflix just made this cool announcement. They are staging a real-life Squid Game reality competition where if you want to play the Squid Game challenges, you can compete. There'll be 456 players competing for $4.5 million. Netflix is claiming this is the largest lump sum cash prize to be given out ever in a game show competition on television. So I would watch that. Nobody's going to die, though.
I was going to say, do you die?
I know. If you get them like wrong or you mess up in the game, unlike Squid Game, you will not have to pay with your life.
Okay.
It's not going to be that.
You might
that
want to read those
intense.
rules before you sign off on this.
It'd be pretty intense.
Yes, it would be.
And remember when I watched the first episode, I thought it was real? I was like,
Yeah.
is this a reality show?
And I remember thinking, this is too hard for V. I can't believe you were watching it.
Once I got past just how gruesome and terrible and twisted it was, I started to like it.
See? Be careful.
That's Twisted Virginia. Look
It
out.
definitely got me. I'm a fan of Squid Game, and that's what's going on in your dirt.
All right, we got a few celebrity birthdays today. The kid of Kim and Kanye, Northwest, is turning 9 years old today. Neil Patrick Harris is 49. Leah Remini, 52. Ice Cube, 53. Courtney Cox is 58. And Helen Hunt turns 59 today. Also got a happy 10th birthday for Christian. Can't wait to continue celebrating in Mexico next week. We love you. Love Mom, Dad, Mia, Jake, Ryan, and Saint. Fun stuff.
Jake Ryan, that's the name from 16 Candles,
Yep.
the movie.
The stud from 16 Candles with the Porsche.
It's a classic movie, kids. Google it. I don't know. Should kids watch that? I don't know. I don't know what kids should be watching.
Long Duck Dong hasn't aged well, but everybody else.
There's actually a few parts that haven't aged well.
Farmer Ted didn't
Yeah.
age well
Yeah, you're
either.
right.
Maybe not.
Never mind, kids. Don't Google that.
We will take your birthday shout out. Send them to us via email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. It is summertime in South Florida. If you've got kids like a lot of us do here on the KVJ Show, trying to keep them entertained over the summer, it is a little bit of a challenge. So that's why we try to make it easier for you and a little bit more affordable because nothing's cheap these days except for these tickets. We got a 4-pack to Rapids Water Park and the Jupiter Lighthouse with a sunset cruise. If you got school-aged children, Chrissy is on here from Stewart, and you've got 3 nephews you'd like to do the hookup with, right, Chrissy?
Oh, yes. They want to go to the Rapids.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
How old are your nephews?
What was that? I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
How old are your nephews?
I've got the twins are 14, and then the little one is 11.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, they will definitely have a good time, and you can take them to the Jupiter Lighthouse, too. Okay, Chrissy?
Oh, yeah.
What a good aunt you are.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go. Another chance to win tomorrow. We do it every single weekday here on the KVJ Show. I'm only going to be talking to a very select few in our audience about this, but I think you'd like to know, especially if you love all things Disney. Have you heard about the Disney Parks Around the World promotion they got going on?
I have. A little unattainable.
Good heavens.
What is this?
It is a global travel package to all 12 of the Disney theme parks globally. It's only going to run you $110,000 per person, and there's no discount for kids.
This mouse has some balls.
But you know what, though? The mouse has got balls because somebody will pay it, Virginia. There'll be some rich SOB that, I've got the Disney World Pass. You know it's true.
It's just, I don't know. I am a bystander in all of this, but it seemed like Disney could always do no wrong. And there's been a lot of stuff over the last year that it has to do with their fast passes and waiting times and this and that. I know they're dealing with a pandemic, and that was not kind to Disney, but just their senior management. I just kind of wonder, some of the decisions they make where, hey, look, I know you can make some money with this, and they're trying to make up some money, but I don't know. Is this one of those things where, because how many people who love Disney are going to be able to afford to do this? And it's only available for 75 people on top of it.
Good
They've got
Lord.
75 spots.
Could you imagine just having that kind of money to throw on a Disney?
But if you love Disney and you're a millionaire,
Sure, yeah.
this might be just your game. And they're probably thinking we only have 75 spots. This is more about getting talk than anything.
I think it is, but that's my question. Do people like when they hear this about Disney, or does it make them feel like Disney's out of touch with the typical person
You
in
think
America?
if they did that, maybe have that promotion, but make it more affordable for the common person, that would be better?
No, I'm not even saying make it more affordable for the common person. I'm just saying maybe not put it out there for the whole world to see and make it seem like Disney is just way out of touch. Like, who do they think their audience is? Who do you think they're talking to? I got friends and things like that love going to Disney, but they're nowhere in this ballpark. They're just regular humans, who make normal incomes doing normal jobs, and Disney's all about, because this is going to get a lot of promotion because it does catch the eye. The Disney Parks Around the World private jet adventure.
I would love to see the people on this adventure. Like, who are these people that can afford this?
They're millionaires, and what it is, or even billionaires, it's a 24-day tour. So first of all, you got to be crazy rich just to be able to take 24 days where you don't need to work, and you got $110,000 per person.
I don't got that many sick days.
Yeah, you'd have to be multimillionaire. I mean, think about if you want to go for...
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, 1 million is not going to be, this is not the vacation you're going to take.
Not at all.
The 24-day tour includes a private jet travel to all 12 of the Disney parks around the world. Plus, you're going to go to some man-made wonders like the Taj Mahal, the Pyramids of Giza, the Eiffel Tower. It also includes a tour of Lucasfilm Campus and the Walt Disney Studios. It goes July 9th to August 1st of next year. Booking starts next week. So if you're one of those billionaires that listens to KVJ, I know we have so many.
We do. Our billionaire numbers are on the uptick, Kevin.
You want to get on this. Only 75 spots available for Disney parks around the world.
The billionaires love it.
Record Wednesday, gotta give your best. World Record Wednesday, we're chasing greatness today.
All right, the Bird is going for the world record today for the fastest time wrapping a person in newspaper. The record was recently set at 2 minutes and 53 seconds.
Yeah, this is a two-partner world record. I saw some comments earlier, Virginia, and they go, why does Bird try to do these two-man world, two-partner world record? I like the partner ones because it gets us involved in a team. And the real thing is, I'm running out of world records to try to break. It's getting thin, y'all. The list is getting thin.
Okay. All right, so we just have to figure out one person raps, one person is the subject. The guy who broke it is a dude, middle-aged. He had a niece that he did this with. She was probably around the age of 12 or 13.
David Rush, Virginia. That's who this
Okay.
cat is.
Yeah, he is a dude that has a ton of records. He's, ever since the pandemic, he's been going around, and so he really tries to break almost a different world record every single week. And in the time that he's been doing it, it's pretty amazing.
He's legit, man.
Yeah.
He's next level.
He brings the heat.
Well, he's dedicated. That's his thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so throughout the whole thing, in fact, he's even kind of turned it into a book deal, and he's written up stuff on it. So every single week, you pretty much see his name. He just broke the Guinness World Record for balancing a chainsaw on your forehead.
Oh, my.
31 minutes, 25 seconds. And the old record was like 6 minutes. So he's crushed it.
Is the chainsaw fired up, or is it just...
No, it's just there. It's not on, but that would add an element to it.
But you could tell that this guy gets home from work and all he does for hours and hours is world record.
He's broken almost 250.
Wow.
So he does this a lot. He first set the record in 2017 with 5 minutes and 1 second when he did the chainsaw. Somebody broke his, so he goes back. So that's his thing. If you break one of his records, he will be dedicated to go back and make sure that he still holds it.
He's old school even before the pandemic. He was doing world records like this.
Okay.
And then the pandemic hit and he really got on the
Yeah,
map.
So he's always been a
time.
dork.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's nothing new to him.
Don't talk trash about the David Rush. he's got a fan in me. I like him.
Dork Club.
You're right. I am a big dork.
Okay, Bert, have you recruited your partner and have you worked out who's rapping and standing and all that?
Well, this is why we have our little meetings on the air, strategy-wise. I am a little bit fluffier than the average person in the studio. Am I the right person to put the paper on, or should I be the one putting paper on Virginia or a Sweet Denny's? Strategy, real quick.
Okay, well, there's a couple things. There's pros and cons of everybody here. Now, you want somebody that can move quick, and you want somebody that is not going to rip the paper, because that was the problem that the guy who said it had a problem with when he was trying to put on the paper. In fact, they tried it many times, is the paper tears and it rips easily. So you've got to have a fast hand, but a gentle touch.
And the other thing, too, Kev, you have to rip and grip that tape, and I got them, I got them bags, that bitch-ass grip.
Yeah.
It is hard for me to rip and grip on a quick level. Something on a strategy. Am I the right person to put the paper on?
No.
I don't think I am.
You walk in a room and paper trembles with fear. It knows it's a matter of time.
We didn't insult me enough, Kevin. I even jumped on to say how terrible I would be, but she had to get exclamation
Had to go
point.
for it, yeah.
There you go.
I would say Virginia would have the fastest and most gentle hands to do this. I think you're a good object so that you're involved, Jay Bird. I'd probably remove the pizza hoodie just because that could be an element that, well, you got a zipper on there or something like that.
Take off my power cloak?
I mean, it would help if you just stripped down to your skivvies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is. I think isn't it Body Positivity Month?
You want to do this or not?
I do.
You want to be in this dork club?
I do. I actually do.
Okay, so it is 2 minutes and 53 seconds on this.
You got to go quick now. A couple things, Virginia. It can. You don't have to go do the whole head. Right up to the neck is where he does it. As soon as you touch the head with the neck area, you're good.
Oh, I don't get to tape your mouth?
You don't.
Yeah,
Damn,
unfortunately.
I'm out.
Unfortunately.
Just kidding.
That is not.
So
not gonna
I'm
work.
rapping, Denny's is taping, or it's just me rapping and taping?
I mean, I don't know. Everyone can get involved. I don't think it. What do you think, Kev?
This is the tape?
We have a couple tapes.
Okay.
I think it for it to be a world record, it would have to be just one person.
Oh,
That
okay.
is- yeah. I think that would be a different world record
All right.
of two people. So it's one person that is doing the rapping and the taping, and the other person is standing there as the body itself.
All right,
Okay.
So go. That's how much tape you have right now. Danny's getting a backup tape.
So right at about 3
I
minutes
think you're right.
is what the record is.
Y'all didn't bring duct tape?
Duct tape would have been too hard. David Rush didn't use duct tape.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Keep in mind, you got to keep this paper intact as well. Okay,
right.
so KVJ Impressive would be if you can wrap the bird in 6 minutes.
The pants are off. It's already KVJ impressive.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, look how great
Yeah, it is.
my Twinkie / COVID body. Woo!
Yeah. Okay, we'll set it at 6 minutes for Virginia to get this done. And keep in mind, it does, I think, if the paper tears, it doesn't count. So that's part of the issue. So if you have any tearing there, Virginia, I think you have to take that piece off and put another one on. It has to be on torn paper.
Okay.
Suits, do you think it's going to take him under 6 minutes here? You got to say, Suits is saying you're going to do it in under
Okay.
6 minutes.
All right, so you need to stand still.
I will.
Wherever you stand,
Yeah, like a statue.
put your feet together. I have to go neck to toe, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to cover everything, so you don't want to put my feet together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
individual
Yes,
legs?
Yes, everything's got to be covered up to the neck.
Yeah.
And individual arms?
Everything.
Ah.
I think it might take more than 6.
You got to go quick, dog.
Yeah, I think that there could be some complications.
As long as our baby doesn't squirm, we'll be all right.
So you think you're going to uphold your end of the bargain, Virginia?
Definitely.
And as long as my mama doesn't turn abusive, we'll be fine.
Okay. All right, Denny's, you think they're going to be able to break this record here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can you cover my fupa and my boobs up first? It's a little. I feel a little exposed right now.
Uh-huh.
Well, I just don't want you to rip right away. I feel like I should do your legs first and then cover the areas.
Whatever. At this point, you know what I mean.
Whatever.
What is pride?
Yeah. What is pride? Okay, here we go. World Record Wednesday. It is the fastest time rap at a person in a newspaper. World record stands at 2 minutes and 53 seconds. On your mark, get set, and go.
Go, Witch.
Okay,
Get it,
Virginia's
Witch.
starting at the bottom, right around the legs.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, she's doing good so far.
Giving me leggings.
Okay, so she's starting around there. How long does it take to do that?
Oh my gosh, she's dropped the tape on my toe.
She dropped the tape on Jay Bird's toe. That was one of those kind of like office
She just dropped
tape things.
this
Yeah.
on my toe.
It's the one that's got the weight on the bottom so that it doesn't fall off your desk.
Good gosh.
Yeah, so
Wow, that was
that one kind of hurt a little bit.
that
huh?
woke me up, as they say.
Yeah. Looking down at how Virginia's rapping, what do you think, Jay Bird? Is she doing a good job? She moving fast? Is she on this?
Looks a little weird on TV. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
With her,
Good
where
heavens.
she's
She's
at.
right down in it, isn't
I
she?
mean, she's in my business.
Good heavens. Okay, you guys are coming up on the minute mark now
Come on,
here
Mama.
for the world record.
Gotta go quick, Mama.
Okay, so you would have a minute 53 left to get this whole thing done here. Virginia's getting the other leg. She's working there. Right leg is kind of done. And Jaybird, yeah, you might want to hold on to that thing because you're going to poke her eye out.
I covered my nards.
Yeah, she might want to put on glasses.
I feel like this is going real slow.
You don't think it's fast enough?
I don't know. Just maybe because I'm here half naked.
Yeah.
I don't know, Denny's.
Okay. Well, you are right now at a minute and 20.
Push it!
So you've got 90 seconds left to try to get all the way up your body. Virginia has your right leg is covered in newspaper. She is working on your left leg, now covered in newspaper. Doesn't seem like it's tearing too bad.
No, it's not. She's doing it.
So-
Well, as you said that, it just tore.
I shouldn't have said. Isn't that what happens when announcers say something? Then boom, there it goes.
Does my left
Okay.
boob look a lot bigger than my right?
No, I
How
think
about from this angle?
I think they look relatively proportional. I think you look great. I think you really look better. You're nice and tan. You look like a Greek god.
You're a beautiful liar, and I love you for it.
Okay, Jaybird, you got 1 minute left here to try to get to the world record mark.
Oh my gosh, I can feel greatness
2 minutes
happening.
and 53
Come
seconds.
on, push it!
Virginia's put newspaper now
That's
around
good,
your
that's good.
midsection.
Arms.
Right leg, left leg is
Come on.
done. She is at the
Oh my-
2 minute 10-second
Dog.
mark.
Go, quick and
Okay.
grip.
She's got the
Go,
arm
that's it.
still
That's all you
going
need.
here.
Keep going.
She's got newspaper around his right
You
arm.
don't need
She's
anymore.
got it taped. She is at 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Push it.
33
One and done,
seconds
one and done.
left. Let's try to get this.
Come
She
on.
put on another solid
Come on,
piece.
Virginia.
Okay.
Denny's.
Virginia's fumbling around a little bit. Now she's working on the left arm. Jaybird right
Go.
now has a right leg, a left leg covered. His
Get my
midsection
boobs,
is
my boobs,
covered.
my boobs.
She's still going to have to work around your behind and your midsection. She's keeping that for
I
last.
forgot about that.
Okay, we're at the 2 minute and 43 second
Oh,
mark.
boy.
Your last 10 seconds. This is where you are. Virginia's trying to get it. The newspaper's starting to slip a little bit around the midsection.
Oh, what
You're
is that supposed to mean?
250. All right, 3, 2, 1, and we are past the world record. Okay. And we are still a ways away. You got
Oh, what do you do? How you do?
a right leg, left leg. Virginia stopped. I think at this point, yeah.
Is
you're
it over, Kev?
Yeah, I think it's over. I think at this point, yeah, because some papers have fallen off and you lost a little bit of momentum. I think if you practice that really hard, you could get close.
It's a weird dynamic because I don't want to tell her what to do during the thing, but she was double taping things. And
Well, and the one thing, the girl who was the subject for the rapping, she didn't have the same equipment Jaybird did. And I felt like Virginia's head was having to work around that thing.
Yeah, I got donged to the temple a couple of times, and I
Yeah.
didn't sign up for that.
Yeah, that was something we didn't really
don't worry,
anticipate.
it was all nards.
All right, quite a challenge. The world record is safe at 2 minutes and 53 seconds, covering a person in newspaper.
This is a mini newspaper too. This is like a half paper.
well, here we go.
And it's a half sheet.
Here comes the Virginia critique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe is it time to retire? I don't know.
I was entertained.
As long as it's entertaining. If it's not, I'm so sorry.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, some people are watching a video of Tom Hanks where he is talking about the new Elvis movie that is coming out. And boy, I mean, the transformation of Tom Hanks in this Elvis movie looks really good. I mean, he basically looks so much like he's turned into Colonel Tom Parker. It's crazy. But some people are saying they noticed when the 65-year-old actor Tom Hanks was doing some interviews and some promotion on a stage talking about the movie, specifically at the Australian movie premiere. His hands appear to be trembling, and people on the internet are like, okay, he's trying to control it by placing his hand on his other hand and switching hands, but it was just very clear that his hands were trembling and he wasn't able to get it under control at some point. So everybody on social media is expressing concern and saying, pray for Tom Hanks and whatever's going on there.
Hashtag pray for Hanks.
Yeah. You don't want to see such a beloved legend of the screen having to go through, serious medical stuff.
It's crazy because I just watched his movie Road to Perdition. It was on Netflix. I think it might have even been trending at one point. They do that sometimes, the old movies.
Yes, they bring them back.
There's still a bunch of Tom Hanks movies that I haven't seen that are really good. That's a very good movie. Had no idea about it. My buddy told me about it, but you need to watch this. It's very good.
Ozzy Osbourne is out of the hospital. We told you that he was going to be having a major operation, and he did, and it sounds like everything went great. Sharon tweeted out that Ozzy is doing well and on the road to recovery, and that she's sharing with him all of the prayers and love on social, so that is a good thing. He was having to realign the pins and the bolts in his neck and his back because he already had to have all these pins and bolts put in there.
Right.
And then he fell and moved all the pins and bolts. So they had to realign them. And that sounds just horribly grueling. But luckily, he's doing so far so good.
Okay.
And finally here, cops are on the lookout for Bam Margera. He bolted from a rehab facility that he was not allowed to leave. It was a court-ordered rehab thing. According to a Delray Beach police report, the rehab's facility manager reported him missing on Monday because he was supposed to be there and checking in and promises to not leave on his own accord, and that's exactly what he did. So no word on where he is, but y'all, he was in Delray Beach, so he could be around. Keep an eye out for Bam Margera.
If you see him anywhere on the Ave...
Yeah. He was supposed to be there because it was court ordered. So pray for Bam, too. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
You're talking about how Bam Margera left a court-appointed rehab in Delray Beach. He's kind of on the lam.
Yeah, that's what TMZ is reporting, and everybody's all up in arms looking for him. He apparently said that the place was not up to his standards.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. That's why he left.
Well, apparently he's been spotted several places.
No way.
Yeah.
KVJ Nation found Bam Margera?
Yeah, he's all over people's Facebook posts. He was at the Delray Marketplace and also at El Camino just last night, right there off the Ave.
Damn, Bam.
And somebody else texted and said, yeah, my friend posted a picture with Bam Margera last night in Delray.
So he's keeping it high profile.
Yeah, he was violating his court-ordered rehab by going out and partying with the folks and taking a lot of photos. So.
El Camino does sound fun. I get it, Bam.
No, it's a great place. Yeah, nothing against them.
Have we been
amazing.
there? Have I been there, El Camino? Would I love it there?
They're amazing. They're very good. They're in Delray. They got one on Las Olas, and they're getting ready to open up one in West Palm that I saw the photos of it yesterday, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's opening up 4th of July weekend.
Is that going in the city place?
Yeah, it's in the square is what they're trying to get it now. But
the square.
Is it? It's a bar?
It's a restaurant
bar.
It's like a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, they got margaritas for days, but you can get your taco on too.
I figured I'd ask y'all. You guys are in the know.
Yeah.
I could see you driving in El Camino.
Yeah, and then they putting a pool back there.
Yeah,
I know.
That's living the dream.
I'll show you some of the photos there. You can see what they're going to be doing with. They're going in the place that used to be where we did the cocktails and karaoke.
Oh, they're going to Brother Jimmy's?
Yeah, going to the Brother Jimmy's location.
Wow.
Right up there, you can see, and that's what they're going to be doing with the outside bar.
That's a good spot up there.
Yeah.
If you have to be anywhere, that's a good spot.
It's only $7.5 million a month for rent.
Probably.
Oh my! I can only imagine what rent a month at that location would be right now.
It's not cheap.
We couldn't pay it.
It's going to be a lot.
How much do you think it would be?
I think we heard Brucey's rent. Remember back in the day when Brucey's was up there? I thought I heard Brucey's rent was like $40,000 a month.
Oh my God!
Can that be real?
You could never have a bad night, right? You could never have a bad night.
Puts a lot of pressure on you.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
They're probably going to have to give people a big, big discount to get that place full back up again because it's empty.
You know, it sounds like landlords have been really cool about discounts with rent lately.
So if you do see Bam Margera out there, can you please encourage him to head back to rehab?
I don't know. I wouldn't tell Bam how to be Bam. I would just maybe, I don't know,
Film the back of his head.
get a picture of him and call it good.
Know your lane. And
Stay in your lane.
Film the back of his head.
I don't know about giving Bam advice. He's a little squirrely.
All right, got some emails here. Makeup or breakup? This one says he won't sleep overnight with me. The email says, I've been dating this guy for 3 months. He lives in Miami and I live in Boca. We met in Fort Lauderdale while out with some friends one night. We had plenty of sex, but we have never spent the night at each other's place.
He's married.
In fact, I've only been to his place twice, and both times were during the day. He's been to my place a ton of times, but he will always leave to go home before it's time to go to sleep. And obviously, he doesn't exactly live close. I've even begged him to stay many times, but he wouldn't give in. Finally, in total frustration, I asked him, okay, what is going on? Why can we not spend the night together in the same bed? I told him that your behavior is very sus, and I thought that he might have somebody else that he asked to go home to. He seemed shocked by my accusation, but didn't offer a response at first. Then he reluctantly told me that he is a really bad sleepwalker, and he doesn't want to do that around me. He said that he's even left his place while sleepwalking and didn't want to freak me out. I told him that I deal with whatever he has going on and that I would care for him, but he has said that he's just not there yet in our relationship. He said that he has lost roommates because of his sleepwalking in the past and he doesn't want to lose me. Does this sound legit to you, or is there another reason why we can't spend a night together? I mean, how long do I have to wait for something that I really want?
I'll tell you what you do. You get in the bushes, Kev.
How long again did you say they've been dating?
They've been dating for 3 months.
This is not long enough for you to be putting down any kind of directives or ultimatums and I need to be able to have you sleep over. Like, you got to give it some time and let it develop.
Now, I'm reading a bunch of the comments in the chat room, and they're all going, he's cheating, he's cheating, he's cheating. To the witch's point, it being early in the relationship, I know I'm an oddball when it comes to my sleeping. I do not like sleeping at other people's houses. I just don't, because I am a weird weed sleeper.
You are a weed sleeper.
I'm a weed sleeper and a weird sleeper.
The truth.
Sometimes people really do have sleep problems. They're not always cheating.
But you know what you do? Next time you go to his house, go in the bathroom and look under the cabinet and see what's in there. If there's a bunch of girls' stuff that he's stashed away in a cabinet, then you have your answer. He's got a little girl that stays there with him.
Okay.
I just think some people really do have bad sleep problems, and it shocks me just being with exes how much a lot of people don't understand sleep problems, and they think it's a personal thing when it really is not. And people can get upset even when you are pleading and saying, "Look, I'm speaking from the heart. It's not that I don't want to sleep in the bed with you. I'm afraid I'm going to fight a dragon in my sleep and accidentally kick you in the leg."
Sure.
How dare you deny these girls the snuggle bird they want?
I snuggle up until we go to sleep, and then kick me out. I mean, I'll do. I'm a king in Virginia. I'll do whatever.
I'll snuggle you and then I'll slay you like a dragon.
I would never be a snuggle bully. I snuggle till it's time to snuggle. But I also know when people need to sleep, sometimes they got to do some weird things, man. And I am one of those people.
And I don't think we should always, every time, jump to the conclusion, oh, clearly he's married.
Well, I mean...
Because, I mean, if he's staying late at your place and then you couldn't believe that he would drive home to Miami that late, it sounds like, all right...
I'm not a big fan of people early in a relationship when you're putting a bunch of demands on somebody and you're doing all these weird. I'm not a big fan of that. You have to let things develop a little bit.
You got to ease into controlling every aspect of his life.
For some people, talking about your sleep issue, maybe he's a sleep farter too. And you don't want to bring that up. You don't want to blow you out of the room.
Yeah. All right. Well, I would say that's not necessarily a breakup for me.
No.
Kevin, chat room thinks he's cheating.
Okay, what about this? Makeup or breakup? He lied about this girl being his sister. Says, I've been dating my boyfriend for 6 months. He's from New York, but he has his sister here with him. They're very close. So I was excited when it came time to meet his parents to see what the whole family dynamic was. They were in town and invited me to join them for dinner. Dinner was at a fancy restaurant, and I had a wonderful time. And then when it came time for the bill, I offered to pay my share. His father insisted, no, that's not necessary, and I thanked him. But then my boyfriend's sister asked if they wanted anything from her for the meal. So I was super confused. I'm like, why would they ask their daughter to pay? Well, late that night, I asked my boyfriend about the awkward exchange, and he said that his sister just does that to be polite. Okay, weird. The next day, his parents come to his apartment before they fly home. I'm talking to his mom, and I ask if my boyfriend and his sister were close growing up, and she said, oh, yeah, they've been inseparable since the day they met. Huh? I asked how far apart they actually were, and his mom responded, oh, I'm not totally sure, maybe just a couple of months. And I then asked, okay, well, is one of them adopted? I'm kind of confused with what's going on here.
Right.
And his mom responds, well, I guess you could say that. Heather has been like a part of the family since she was like in the 9th grade. So after getting the whole story, the girl I thought was my boyfriend's sister is just a good friend. And by the way, she's very pretty too. This happened last weekend, and I'm still a bit shook by it. I haven't said anything to my boyfriend just yet, and I don't know if I will. Do I need to be worried? Do serious relationships ever work when there is someone else so close to the relationship that is not really family and is of the opposite sex? And why is he lying about her being his sister?
Oh, man, I used to deal with this all the time. When Mary Anna was on our show, sorry I brought up the M word, Virginia. I didn't mean to do that. But we were friends. We would hang out a lot. And if I was dating, some people had a problem with that. Going, you guys live together, you're doing this, you're doing that.
Yeah.
It's hard for some people to separate it.
Well, I think what she doesn't like is just, why would you never tell me this? The way I found out was odd. And she had to tiptoe around it a few times where it's like, wait, what? Why is she offering to pay? What do you mean they have been inseparable since they met?
So, that means, guarantee they've hit the skins.
You think?
Oh, I'm just trying to stir it up.
Yeah, I, the fact that he has a great friend that is a female doesn't necessarily bother me to that point, but the fact that you're going around saying that this is your sister and it's not, and you kept up the charade with me, and the way I found out, I agree. I agree with her. I wouldn't like how it's sitting right now.
Right.
I hear you. Well, no one likes secrets. There's certain things that you find out in a relationship. You go, why would you not tell me that? That's an odd thing not to mention.
Because now it does look suspect.
And I can see her. This friend is smoking hot, Virginia. She's a 15 out of 10.
Wow.
She's built.
I don't know that I break up, but I think I probably, not coming at him aggressively, but be like, okay, so I don't know, why didn't you let me know that it was, she's not really your biological sister? I went into a conversation with your mom thinking that she was, and it was awkward.
Yeah, that's very awkward.
Oh, yeah, no, we break up with all of them in every scenario here, Kevin.
Yeah.
It just makes me not trust and spins me around.
Right. Yeah. So like I said, I don't think I would break up for that, but I would probably mention it.
What's your opinion if let's say I had a really close friend that's a female, like a bird knee that was on the weird or whatever, and I start dating somebody and they're all insecure about me and Bird Knee's relationship, and because Bird Knee's an attractive woman, and I could see how that could cause issues. If you tell somebody, look, there's nothing going on, we are just friends, shouldn't you take that at face value if you want any kind of a relationship with that person? Or just the fact that you're now building this new relationship, but you have to start cutting out the hot people in your life?
No, I don't think you should.
No, of course not.
I don't think you should. No, that needs to accommodate that. But, he might need to realize that when he starts dating somebody new, introducing this girl as his sister might not be the way to play it.
Yeah, because it's not the truth.
Right.
That's your sister, and it's going to come out, and then it's going to be weird and awkward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's dumb.
One more quick email here, makeup or breakup. My husband is a serial prowler. It says,
what?
My husband was questioned by police in a Peeping Tom incident 5 years ago, but was let go because there was no evidence. He swore up and down that he was completely innocent. I believed him because it felt so out of character. We moved 2 years later, and a similar situation happened. Our neighbor claimed they saw my husband looking in their teenage daughter's window. Once again, my husband swears up and down he was innocent. Once again, I believe him. Then this past weekend, we live in yet another city, and the same type of thing happens again. A woman down the street claims she saw my husband in her backyard. He said that she was mistaken, and mistaking him for somebody else. I got no proof that he did these things, just weird stories about him, which eventually lead to nowhere. I wanted to ask Virginia this. If she found out that Panda was a serial prowler, would she leave him?
Yeah, if it kept happening and I confronted him and told him, cut it out, and then I got more reports from neighbors that he's in the backyards peeking in, yeah, I can't be a part of that.
No, this is a 3 times. Come on now. He has to have something that's going on here. This just doesn't happen. People don't just continually always get accused of being a peeping Tom.
No, not normal people.
No.
If Kevin all of a sudden had his 5th accusation of him being a peeping Tom, go Virginia. I think Kevin's looking at windows, dog.
Yeah, we would definitely.
I would be convinced I was a peeping Tom. I'd be like, what am I doing? The people keep accusing me of being a peeping Tom.
We got to get in Kevin's bushes so we can peep on him peeping.
If Kevin turned out to be a peeping Tom, it would shatter my world. I'd be, what is real?
Your sandmine.
Nothing is real. Yeah, Kevin's going up the river.
The queen would kick his ass. If he was a peeping Tom, she would murder him.
She might just remove my eyes. She'd let me live.
But wouldn't that rock you? That news would rock you.
You're right. Blind guys can still do radio.
Yeah, you're right. That wouldn't affect my voice.
That would rock me if Kevin was a peeping Tom.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, as always, we're waiting on a member of Generation Z here to call in for Battle of the Generations, 18 to 25-year-olds who know pop culture trivia, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. We got Angie in Hollywood standing by for the millennials, getting ready to take it on and maybe snake into the lead here as they're tied 25 apiece. What generation do you think is getting the worst sleep out of all the generations, if you had to guess, Virginia?
Ooh. Is it the boomers?
I'm going to say the boomers. No, actually, oddly enough, they're getting some of the best.
Really?
Is it the generation after the boomers? Because they're just constantly thinking, oh,
They're
boy,
taking dirt naps.
This might be the big one.
They're sleeping forever.
Yeah, man.
They're taking the eternal nap. It's the millennials.
Really?
Millennials now, yeah. They say that when it comes to sleep, it is 40-year-olds that are getting the worst sleep. And the reasons being is you likely still have kids in the house and you're most focused on your work around that age. Those two combinations call out for the worst sleep.
Huh.
They say it's kind of interesting because they say kids and teens get the most sleep, and then every single year after that, it kind of starts snaking down till you get to the age of 40, and then you start rounding the curve again. You're asking about the boomers, and they say we start getting more sleep again after the age of 60. A lot of it's because of retirement, and you just don't have as many work obligations. Your kids are gone, and you got that kind of free time, and you're just a little bit more tired. So that's just kind of the way it goes. They say that 21-year-olds stay up the latest. And they say people typically don't start going to bed earlier until they've exited the quote-unquote party years.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I kind of...
Your daughter's in that 20... I mean, they probably don't go to bed till like 5 a.m.
And then sleep till 5 p.m.
Yeah, there are times, but I've even noticed just watching her, because she's 24 now.
Okay.
Where I've noticed even with her... She's starting to party slightly less.
Wow.
Slightly less.
The maturing has kicked in a little bit.
I think, and you know what? I think it's the work. Because you got the bills, and then the work becomes a little bit more demanding. Like I'd said, they just offered up that bonus if you come in not hungover with your hair brushed. You know, they ask a lot of the employees.
Wow, what a bonus.
Yeah. So, so that's kind of where it is. Are both of these online too?
Oh, sorry, it's a really poorly drawn one.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know how we can have two contestants on the same line.
Yeah, Angie will be on that one there.
Okay.
Angie.
Okay. Okay. We have got Nick here from Wellington is going to be our Gen Z player. Hello, Nick.
Hey.
How you doing, Nick?
Nick.
Good. How are you?
Doing good, my man. Doing good. All right, you're going to be paired up with Suits here today. He's going to be your generational partner. Okay, Nick?
All right.
All right.
Let's do this, Nick.
And Angie, how you doing today?
Good morning, KVJ.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Okay. You got Denny's here to represent the millennials. This is a tiebreaker here today. Got pop culture trivia questions. Typically, they might be outside of your generational range. We'll see exactly how much you do know. All right, let's get this battle going here. We're going to start off with Nick in Wellington, Gen Z. Nick, you're going to have 3 seconds to answer this question on your own. If you can do that, you'll get 2 points. If it goes to Suits and he gets it right, you'll get 1, okay?
All right. Sounds good.
Kick his ass, Denny's.
Okay. All right, here you go. First question for Gen Z and Nick. Which famous actor voiced Mufasa in The Lion King?
No.
Okay, nothing on that. That's all right. We'll take it over to Suits. Suits, do you know the answer?
It's James Earl Jones, right?
James Earl Jones.
Just in the nick of time.
That's right. James Earl Jones, also the voice of Do You Know Suits? He voices who else?
Darth Vader.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Sister.
Okay. Very nice. Look at him there. Okay, we're going to go over here to Angie in Hollywood and our millennials. Your first question in the Battle of the Generations. All right, Angie, who won the Academy Award for Best Actor in The Pianist in the year 2003?
Oh, no. I never saw that movie.
Okay.
Is it Adrian Brody?
Adrian Brody is correct.
That boy, Denny.
I love his look.
That was a good movie. I mean, incredibly heavy, but very good.
Very heavy. Excellent movie. He's got a big nose. I like it.
Never even heard of it.
Really?
No, I have no idea what that is.
Did he have braces when he was younger?
Daddy! Hey, sex for Thursday. Yeah. Jump jury tomorrow.
Play the braces.
Oh, Big D killing him.
Yeah. He's good. That boy's good. He's coming in a day early. Okay, back to Nick here, all tied at 1 apiece. Gen Z Battle of the Generations. Your question here, Nick. All right. What network aired Laguna Beach, The Real Orange County with Lauren Conrad, Kristen Cavallari in the year 2004?
MTV?
MTV.
Nice job.
Man, I was
That is a
such a
10-point.
fan.
Very nice.
Love that show. You liked that show too, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. All right. We've got Gen Z in a lead here, 3-1. Going back here to Angie. All right, Angie, you got to tell me this. Talking MTV, what did TRL stand for?
Total Request Live.
Total Request Live.
Nice.
Okay. All right, what a battle we got here. Still tied?
Feel the tension, Kev.
I know, right?
Looks like Suits get ready to slap Denny's.
Oh, yeah, it's going down.
Okay, here we go. Back to Nick in Wellington, Gen Z. Your question, Nick. CeeLo Green and Danger Mouse collaborated under this name when they released the song Crazy. CeeLo Green and Danger Mouse is... Okay, got nothing on that. Gonna go over here to Suits. Suits, do you know?
I don't know why this is jumping to me. Gnarls Barkley. I don't think that's right, but
That is it.
that is it. Okay.
That is it.
Wow.
Gnarls Barkley.
I think I gave him the answer to that the other day because if we got a male dog, we were going to name it Snarls Barkley.
I hate it.
So I just
Snarls.
told Suits that like last week.
That's the only reason why I do it.
Snarls Barkley's a great name.
Thanks, Denny's.
Okay, well, here's where we are now. We have got Gen Z with 4 points. We've got the Millennials with 3. So if Angie gets this all by herself, she gets a win. But you'll have to have at least 1 point here to stay alive. If not, Gen Z is going to do it. It's all down to this question. The pressure is on you, Angie. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here you go. Final question, possibly. Jeff, Nick, Drew, and Justin make up which boy band?
98 Degrees.
For the win.
Wow, she was good.
Wow.
Denny's.
Okay.
Very good.
Impressive.
Wow. Nice job there, Angie. Pulled it out in the win. 5-4 is the final. Nick, thanks a lot for playing, bud.
No problem.
How about that, huh? Okay. Let me see.
So the tension behind the scenes is going to be tough between Denny's and Suits.
Yeah. Do we need to separate them?
It's going to get heated in the other room.
Let's get a cage match going.
I would pay top dollar to see that.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Imagine this. You just defrauded the government of $4 million. You know that they're coming after you. And your way back to Cuba is a jet ski. Do you make it?
That's a great question. Do you have enough gas to get there?
Well, you can do it because there are some smugglers that have done this before, and they kind of work the jet ski so that they have extra gas on it, things like that.
Okay. Yeah, you could always bungee a gas can to it.
It's kind of what they do. This is a true story of 54-year-old Cuban citizen Ernesto Cruz Graveran. He was awaiting trial for allegedly submitting more than $4 million in fraudulent health care claims when he was detained on a jet ski just south of Key West as he tried to Vamos a Cuba. He was aboard the jet ski with a man who the Department of Justice believes smuggles illegal immigrants across the border, doing just that with these special jet skis that he has. Now, Graveran was owning a company based out of Hialeah that provided equipment to Medicare beneficiaries. But as a result of claims for medical equipment he never provided, he received a payout of $2.1 million over just 2 months in 2022. So,
wow.
Yeah, more people defrauding the government during that whole era. This guy was bilking it, and then he's like, you know what? I'll just take the cash and head back to Cuba.
And he could have got away.
Yes, if it weren't for those meddling teenagers. Well, this is a typical story that we get all the time about the Bright Line. People get on the tracks and they drive around the arms and everything else. What does the Bright Line got to do? They got to put all these like millions and millions of dollars now to basically dig moats around these stops because people just don't get the barriers and the lights and everything else that's going on.
It would be expensive to put a moat around all of the intersections.
It doesn't blow my mind that people don't get it.
Yeah, it really is amazing. And this story I thought really stood out to me. I saw this on Channel 7. This is a woman, Quinlan Rogers in Dania Beach. And she's like, no, that wasn't my fault because she was on the tracks as a Bright Line train was coming. And luckily she survived, but the train hit her car. And she's like, it's not my problem. They had a faulty gate. Here's what she said.
Nobody gave me no indication with stop, ma'am, don't go, or this. That track sign was not done.
The gates were down because the train was coming.
Carlos Aragunda's crew was doing work on the tracks. He says the gates were working.
And she stopped right on top of the track because one of our guys on the other side told her to stop.
Okay, so you have eyewitnesses who watched her drive around it, but she's saying, no, it's faulty gates.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
It is kind of a mess. But again, we have to keep saying this PSA. Stop driving around the gates. When things come down and they're flashing and they're a barrier in front of your car by train tracks, in South Florida means don't drive around them.
The Bright Line has a kill count.
It does.
Do you really want to tempt fate?
Like it's 65. I mean, it's pretty significant. Because we just got a lot of people that just are not getting this lesson for some reason. It doesn't take that long. The Bright Line, I mean, it's gone in an instant.
You will not be sitting there for a long time waiting for the gates to go back up. They're going to go back up in a matter of less than a minute.
It's not worth your life.
No.
Stop it. Yeah. There's a man who was seen driving an electric cart from Walmart on an interstate in Indiana.
Oh, yeah. You can't take that on the highway.
No. You're
they
really not
frown on
to.
that.
When the officers arrived, the man was pushing a traffic cone along the interstate.
On purpose?
Yes, it was just, what he was doing. Police took the man back to his home in Kentucky, and the cart was returned to Walmart.
Huh.
I thought those things always locked up, though, if you took them off.
A lot of times they do, but I think you gotta get a maintenance, and every now and then there might be one that's able to sneak out.
Or maybe you can take off the governor.
Okay.
Nothing against Walmart. Something tells me they don't check every cart every single day. I don't know.
Well, listen to this story. A naked woman attacked a Chicago police officer before stealing his patrol vehicle and running him over.
Oh, my.
Is there a good 10 minutes you go, I really don't feel like reporting this back to the people back at the station? How do I get out of this one?
Is there any way I can not tell the boys?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm going to get ridden hard.
Well, you got your patrol car stolen from a naked person. It sounds like a movie.
It all started with a report for shots fired.
Oh.
At the scene, the officers found this naked woman lying in the road, and they went to help her out while attempting to figure out why she was laying in the street in the first place. Then, as they approached her, she just springs up, charges the officer, and assaults him before taking his vehicle and then running him over and then fleeing the scene.
That is meth or bath salts.
Whoa, they don't know what was going on. They wound up taking her in for a psych evaluation just to kind of sort it all out. But she took the squad vehicle and then drove into the interstate on I-290.
Oh, boy.
And later crashed the vehicle right there on the interstate and then took off running, and good heavens. She's a live one.
And if you're on the interstate when that happens, there's nothing you can do.
No.
She's barreling towards you. She's going to have an accident. Like, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Police in Philadelphia arrested a DoorDash driver who shot a 17-year-old Chick-fil-A worker on Monday during a dispute over a missing milkshake.
What the hell?
Crazy. The kid's in stable condition, but my goodness.
Shot over a milkshake?
Yep.
Clearly it did not happen on a Sunday.
Wow, yeah. It's good news. There's a woman in Apopka who recorded a video of an alligator doing his mating call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, gator was making these noises while sticking his tail straight up out of the water.
Horrifying.
The wildlife officials say that alligators usually slap the water with their jaws and they put their tails up high to attract a mate.
That's what I do.
Yes. Put that tail up high and
slap my jaw on the water.
And you growl like this.
You kind of sound like a gator.
Yeah.
I could totally pull that off for Halloween.
Yeah. They say look out because it is alligator mating season right now through June. So get ready. Virginia's also. Tail up. Yeah.
We could do a new game called Gator or Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to mate, but I am looking to get into your booze.
She's not looking to mate, she's looking to hate.
Yeah. It's her hating call. Well, the CDC has said that you shouldn't kiss or snuggle your chickens.
Aw, that's the fun part of having a chicken, Kevin.
A lot of these people have these backyard chickens.
My girlfriend's got them.
Yeah.
Oh, she gives me eggs every time I see her. It's awesome.
Well, the word is probably out in the chicken community. When a human grabs a chicken, they probably go, it doesn't go well for us if someone's grabbing you. They probably think it's getting eaten.
Well, what they're saying, the problem is salmonella. We got some outbreaks. Over 200 people in at least 38 states have reportedly been sick by snuggling their chickens.
Do chickens like to be snuggled? If you were petting its belly, rubbing all on it, would it like that?
Most chickens, I would say no.
Right?
I had chickens when I was young, and they kind of don't want a lot to do with you.
I feel like they don't want to be touched. That's what I feel.
They only want to be touched by other chickens.
Yeah.
A new study has shown that the more you coddle your cat, the more likely it is to return the favor by tearing up your furniture.
Oh, damn.
They say cats with the behavior of scratching furniture or destroying objects were associated with a higher emotional closeness level with the owner.
Huh.
And researchers believe the surprising correlation indicates that clawing at couches is considered an expected and tolerable cat habit by those who love them most. So it's like, because you love me, you don't care that I'm going and clawing up your couch.
Huh. I watch a lot of cat videos on TikTok. I saw this one cat broad. She's got 15 cats or something. She carpeted all the walls of her house, and now the cats just climb up the walls and it's like cat heaven.
She's gone full in on cat.
Yeah.
Her lifestyle is full on cat.
All day, all night.
She's caterosexual. That's what she is. It's all about the cats, man.
She loves these cats.
Wow. That's a big investment. All right, we got 2 truths and a lie here. Going to hear some stories. Can you detect a liar? And so you got to listen for voice inflection. You got to look at their mannerisms. Try to see who might be telling us a tall tale here. All right, we're going to start off with Suits here today to hear his story. Can you tell if he's telling the truth or a lie? What you got for us today, Suits?
So there's nothing worse when you get up first thing in the morning and you realize you got no gas in your car and you have to stop to get it before work. But it really sucks doing this just because we get up so early and have to be here so early. And some of these gas stations can be really sketchy when you've got to stop at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So Virginia calls them lot lizards. There was this guy who came up to me, which I'm used to at that hour of the morning, asking me for money. And I just don't carry cash on me.
He wasn't asking you for sex?
No, not yet.
That is the sex hour, by the way.
Sometimes,
We're getting to that part.
yeah. It can go either way.
Well, he starts asking me for money, and my go-to is just, look, I don't have cash on me. This way nobody can really guilt me into giving them money that I don't have. And he just starts striking up a conversation with me while I'm filling my car. And he decides to light a cigarette.
Oh, my
gosh. And he is standing right next to me. The pump is in my car. Like, it's in the middle of pumping gas.
Oh, my gosh.
And this guy, he looks... Yeah, that's exactly what was going through my mind. I'm like, I have to get out of here. And this guy, you can tell, he looks really off. I mean, he's like... Yeah. He's not the kind of guy I want to be having a conversation with at this hour. So
Why didn't you bring him to work with you?
Oh, it would be great.
I think you would have got some airtime with him.
You probably would have. Might have killed one of us, but you know. Well, toward the end of this, I'm just trying to get out of there, finish fueling up, and he says, all right, well, if you don't have any money, can you just give me a ride? Because I work at the other gas station down the street. And he starts rambling about how he works at 6 different gas stations at the same time. And I'm like, dude, you don't work at any gas stations.
Okay, maybe it's corporate.
No.
Well, to him, maybe working is panhandling.
I think it is. That's his job.
That's what he does.
Yeah,
he works the gas station.
Yeah.
So now he's getting upset with me because I won't drive him to another gas station while still smoking the cigarette. And he's leaning in because he keeps getting in my face as he's talking to me. Like the ash is dropping everywhere. So eventually I told him that I would just go and buy something inside the store. And when he started to walk over there, I got in my car and I just floored it. Got out of there.
Psych.
I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. This guy's going to kill me.
Yeah. We don't pick up hitchhikers. Sorry. We don't do that.
So, yeah, I got out of there, and hopefully I'll never see him again. I'm not going to that gas station anymore.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, it's every time I say that, cross one off the list, then another lot lizard gets me. I'm like, I got to cross that off the list.
I'm running out of them, Kev.
I mean, between lot lizards and gas prices, it's hard to find any place to go these days.
South Florida leads the league in lot lizards.
Yeah.
It's rough out there.
It's kind of crazy. All right, Jaber, what is your story here in Two Truths and a Lie?
So I was involved with somebody, a girl. We were pretty darn serious, and I really liked her a lot. She liked me a lot. And she had an ex-boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And her ex-boyfriend was a cop.
Oh.
And this cop was psychotic.
Oh.
And this is a guy who did not take their breakup he didn't take it well, Virginia.
And he looks at you as competition.
Well, he absolutely was competition. I couldn't talk about this on the air, and I'm able to now because he's finally married and he's finally out of the area. He's a police officer in Maryland now.
Okay.
So... it got so bad to where he came to an event before, and I've never told anybody. I mean, Denny's knows about this. He came to a Blue Martini event at one point and tried to start some trouble.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, this was before. This isn't Cocktails and Karaoke Blue Martini. This is our old station, Blue Martini.
I would have handled that punk.
We might have been at a time where we didn't like each other. I'm not sure.
We're fighting that week.
We might have been. I don't know. But long story short, this guy really threatened to do unsavory things to me as a cop and said he would be able to do it because he's a cop and everyone's going to believe him and no one's going to believe the jackass on the radio.
Damn.
Yeah. So he got married, though. I'm able to talk about it. He left.
It's like unlawful entry.
It's a lot like unlawful entry.
Okay.
Unlawful bird.
Mm-hmm.
Psycho cops, dog.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, Denny's, what is your story here in Two Truths and a Lie?
So when I was younger, I grew up in Martin County, and I used to surf. And it was pretty common for me to pick up a friend and then go to the beach and see who was surfing. You can kind of look out on the shore and see who's surfing out there. Well, as a prank, sometimes we would try to think of funny things to do to whoever was out. Or you have to leave your stuff back, too, when you go surfing. You have to pile it up. So we decided to yell shark and to see all the surfers freak out and run back to shore. So we started yelling shark, and all the surfers came back. Some of our friends and some people we didn't know. Well, when the locals found out that there was no shark and I was just yelling that to be funny, they chased me and my friend. They put my back to a palm tree and held my arms, and they hit me with sex wax. The surf wax. I got pelted with it. Me and my friend got beaten for that. So they did not like the prank. The locals do not like the shark prank.
Well, yeah, the lokes never put up with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So here's what we've got. We got Suits, who was accosted by a smoking lot lizard trying to bum a ride at a gas station. Jaybird, who was threatened by a psycho cop because he was dating the cop's ex. And then Denny's, who was pelted with sex wax after a false shark prank. Okay. All right, Virginia, any idea who you think might be lying here today?
Wow, they've all done a great job today. I don't feel like I can peg the liar. I feel like Denny's is the truth. I feel like Jaybird sounds a little fantastical for me. I'm going Jaybird's the liar.
Oh, really?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so Bird is who you think.
Virginia's officially the worst person at this game. She'll change her answer 3 more times.
I really might.
Okay, I think that, no, just change it up. I'll go Denny's.
Oh, look at this.
What makes you think our sweet Denny's is the liar this week?
I don't know, the assault by sex wax.
That too comical for you?
All right, take some sex wax. All right, who is lying here on the KVJ Show today? 2 truths and a lie. 2 of these stories are true. One of them is not. Suits said that a smoking lot lizard tried to bum a ride at a gas station. He felt a little threatened, and then he did a psych move and took off. Jaybird was threatened by a psycho cop because he was dating the cop's ex. And he said, "Who's going to believe you over a cop?"
Yeah, you're going down, Pennington.
And then Denny's got pelted with sex wax by surfers after yelling shark as a prank. I'm leaning on Denny's. I just don't know how you get pelted with sex wax unless they hit you with a can or they're trying to fling it off their fingers. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm having a hard time with Denny's story here.
You get those sex wax.
You can throw
Oh,
sex wax?
Yeah, it looks like a little wax hockey puck.
Yeah. Did they throw the can at you or did they throw the actual wax itself?
Just because it's not even. It feels like a candle wax. It's very solid.
You can absolutely throw that.
I mean, hit with it many times.
Well, maybe I should change it. Virginia, you're going to stick here with Jaybird being the liar?
I'm going to stick with the Bird, but I think they all told a great story, and I mean, it could be any of them. Suits looks slippery, but I mean, he does look like somebody's accountant.
Okay.
But he also looks like he siphons money on the side from the accounting company.
I'm not quite on the up and up.
No, you're a shady accountant.
Real quick.
Suits is coming off the most believable. He's only got 20% of the chat room thinking that he's the liar.
Okay.
And Jaybird at 36%, and Denny's at 45% is what people think is the liar here
They don't
today.
think you were attacked on a tree.
Arms held behind him.
Sex wax.
That you can't throw.
Okay, we're going to stick with it. Denny's Bird, who is our liar today?
They got me. I am lying. I am.
Yeah.
We used to do pranks all the time, but I never got punished for them.
That's
Most people thought they were
awesome.
hilarious.
I actually have no idea whether or not you can throw sex wax. Can you throw it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like
okay.
you take a candle. It's kind of the consistency of a candle.
Yeah,
so you
okay.
rub it on your surfboard.
Right,
We used
yeah.
to
You do
throw
it so you don't slip. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so you don't slip because your board gets soaked while you're in the...
Kevin sounds like a howley right now.
We should have Kevin go to surf camp with Rocco.
You ever surfed, Kev?
No.
Never, ever.
I'd be terrified.
Oh, KVJ surf contest.
You can
Surf
learn.
off.
Absolutely.
KVJ surf off.
We put some weak videos out. That might be the weakest.
How cool would it be just to say that you have your own private island?
Oh
I mean,
my
that's
gosh.
where it's at, right?
That is amazing.
If you've got the money, you can make it happen. And there's 21 different islands right now in the state of Florida that are up for sale.
Oh my gosh. If I had an island, it would be so awesome. I would just, that'd be like, you've made it. You've made it.
Yeah.
You have your own island.
Well, like with anything, there is a sliding scale. There's a big difference because I was looking on this website, privateislandsonline.com. It's a real place where you can go and start bidding for these. Some of them are a little scraggly and scruffy and small. It's not very impressive.
As long as it's like, I don't know, at least an acre, I feel like you could make it happen.
Okay. So we're going to go up and down in various prices here. I'm going to tell you about the island. You tell me how much you think it is listed for right now on privateislandsonline.com.
Ooh.
Okay, here's what we got in the private island Price is Right. It's Tarpon Isle in Palm Beach. It's a nearly 3-acre man-made island overlooking the Intercoastal Waterway that comes with its own private bridge. There's a 12,321 square foot house with a tennis court and in-ground swimming pools currently, but a larger home is soon going to be built with a possible 6-car garage.
Whoa.
If you want 10 Tarpon Isle on Palm Beach, how much are you paying for this man-made private island?
I don't know if numbers go as high as I'm thinking this thing probably costs.
Bottom line is this, Kevin, I'm not really good at math, numbers, or islands.
Okay. All right. Striking out on all.
I would say, show me 80 mil.
$80 million. All right. Whoever's going to be closer. Jaybird, what do you think? How much does 10 Tarpon Isle cost?
Show me 80 million in one, Kev. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to play those rules like Virginia does. I'm going to go $109 million.
$109 million. Jaybird, at that price, you are halfway there. $220 million.
Holy crap.
That wipes out your salary if you're one of those famous people. You always read off the net worth, 200 mil, that you'd wipe it all out.
Many. Yeah, you're
Many
probably
of them.
talking about this is a billionaire club.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Palm Beach anymore, that's what they're saying, is it's turning into a billionaires club, not a millionaires club. I think there's 11 billionaires on Palm Beach now.
Could you imagine making your net worth's 50 million and people are looking down on you like, oh, you're a millionaire.
They would,
You
yeah.
peasant.
Oh, he doesn't have island money.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, so that's 10 Tarpon Isle. Jaybird gets the first point. How about if you wanted to buy Pumpkin Key? Tell you all about it.
You belong there, Pumpkin.
Don't call me Pumpkin.
Pumpkin Key sits just off Ocean Reef Club near Key Largo. The island is 26 acres and has a 5,000 square foot mansion and 2 cottages that have their own water, electric, and high-speed fiber cellular and internet service. There's a marina large enough to accommodate a mega yacht. The majority of the land is yet to be built upon, and it has the potential for 12 homes.
Whoa.
So how much are you going to pay for Pumpkin Key, Pumpkin? What do you think, Bird? How much you paying?
I'm going to go, show me 30. No, that doesn't feel good. Show me $413 million.
413 is Jaybird's guess. What do you think, Virginia?
We're talking Key Largo.
Montego.
Aruba. Ooh, I want to take you to...
Gosh, the last one on Palm Beach, that one was 220.
And this one sounds more souped up.
This one does sound bigger, better, but it's not on Palm Beach.
But dog, it's down by the Keys, man.
I know, bruh.
That's fancy living.
I think you do get access to Ocean Reef with this.
Oh, I don't even know what that means. That's how fancy it is.
Ocean Reef is a private club. It's pretty damn sweet.
It sounds very, oh, yes, we're going to Ocean Reef tonight.
I've been there.
All right, Virginia, what is your bid for Pumpkin Key?
What do you say, for what?
413.
I'm going to go 414.
I hate it. I hate that strategy.
414. It did not work.
Curses.
Good.
$95 million. Jaybird is
That's
closer.
it?
$95 million for Pumpkin Key. Yeah.
Maybe Pumpkin
That's
Key
it?
isn't as fancy as Palm Beach.
It feels almost affordable, Jaybird.
You went there and you liked it.
Ocean Reef Club?
But was it really that awesome?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
What made it? Is the view?
It's a private village and club, which is like, it's hotels, it's restaurants, it's shopping, it's a whole thing, and you can't get in it unless you're a member or you paid for or a guest of a member. But everybody drives around in these golf carts. They have like Rolls Royce golf carts.
I'm just not impressed with a lot of this fancy stuff that's out there, I guess.
It's got restaurants. It's got like a social area. It's a whole village.
I mean, that's how Admiral's Cove was. It was its own little world.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
the golf course I worked at.
It's got more to do than Admiral's Cove.
Okay.
Admiral's Cove is mostly houses and then a clubhouse.
Man, she loves defending fancy, doesn't she?
She does. She's all about fancy.
Whatever.
Wow.
She's a redneck. At the heart, she's a redneck.
I was the trashiest person at Ocean Reef, no doubt.
I would be happy with that. Yeah. I would take that every day.
Take the title, wear the badge.
Trashiest person, Ocean Reef. I'm good with that. All right, Bird is up 2-0 on Virginia here, and Private Island Price is right.
Damn, he's good.
All right, island number 3 is Captiva Key. It's a 13-acre island with white sand beaches close to the Intercoastal Waterway in Captiva Island in Fort Myers, and it comes with its own private dock. How much are you paying for Captiva Key on privateislandsonline.com, Virginia?
All right, so Captiva Key, that's going to be on the west coast of Florida.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The water's not as blue. We pay more for blue water, brown water, Gulf, not as impressive. I'm going to go 140 mil.
140, okay. Bird, how much are you paying for Captiva Key?
Let me put on my real estate cap here, really kind of delve into these numbers. Let's crunch them.
No one ever gave you a real estate cap.
I'm going to go with how many
And
acres?
it's a hoodie.
How many acres did you say we had on that? This
How many what? Acres? It's 13.
13 acres. You're going to pay for them acres. All right. I'm going to go with $190 million.
190 outbidding Virginia, and it's 22 million, so Virginia gets the point.
I got tricked by the aches.
We have no idea. We're just guessing wildly.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I feel like I would do better at axe throwing.
Yeah, I'm just guessing numbers. I feel like such a kid. I don't know, Kevin. 4,000,001.
We look so stupid.
I'm taking off my real estate cap.
We look stupid and poor.
All right, let's see if Virginia can tie with this. Private Island Price is right. How much would you pay for Florida Keys Island? It's a 15-acre island located between Crawl Key and Grassy Key at mile marker 57, just south of U.S. Highway 1 on the ocean side of Marathon. The property has the potential of being declared its own sovereign land.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? You'd be going, I got my own country, basically.
Oh, my gosh.
If you get Florida Keys Island. All right.
Does that mean you can make your own laws and then drugs are legal, bro?
Conquer public, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd call my country Birdswana. Birdswana. Instead of Botswana, Birdswana. Kukwa. Hello?
Oh, it's not the best name, bro. Why don't you go Bigfoot Island and then have all kinds of Bigfoot stuff?
They already got Bigfoot Island.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, come on. I can't be stealing ideas.
Sorry.
Okay. How much are you paying for Birdswana?
Birdswana?
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kevin's making it happen.
Yeah.
Birdswana's going to happen. I'm going to go with crunching those numbers in today's economy with these rates. You got an IRA. I'm going to go with 78 million, Kevin.
$78 million for Florida Keys Island. Virginia, how much you paying?
I mean, just the sovereignty alone is worth $78 million. I mean, I know this because I've looked into it. So I'm going $79 million. Final answer.
Okay, that's her little game. She's playing it again. It backfires on
Damn
her.
it!
Birdswana! Yes, it's a thing.
It's
Birdswana.
Birdswana is available right now for $3.9 million.
Okay.
You could say you have your own island in Florida for only $3.9 million.
That doesn't feel like legal.
It feels like it's a shady island.
If you got like a few of your rich friends together, you could totally buy that thing.
If you dig deep, you're going to find bones. It's that kind of island.
Where are we digging?
Murder. I'm saying it. Never mind. I'm losing the room. It's 9 o'clock. I start to trend down to the 9 o'clock
9
hour.
o'clock is the time when he needs to talk about murder.
He does, yeah.
He's gone too
We've
long.
gone the whole show without talking murder
He
here
needs a kill.
on this fun family program. How can we work murder into that?
Murder? How do we get to murder?
I did hear some old audio, and you're right. I kind of perk up to murder topics. I got to
Oh, he does.
I got to tone that down.
He loves murder.
We're starting to talk.
Rich-splaining. If you're in South Florida, this has probably happened to you. This is when rich people give wildly out-of-touch money advice for folks with lower incomes. And you're like, are you talking to me? I don't think we're in the same tax bracket, dude.
I can't do that.
Yeah. I love some of the responses that we had on the KVJ Show Facebook page. We asked, ever have a rich person give you some wildly out-of-touch financial advice for your current monetary situation? And Janet, yes, I hear this all over the place. She said, can't afford $5 a gallon? Go buy an electric car for $75,000. Wait, what? Hold on, wait, what? I don't have money for any of it. Joan said one of the doctors at work told us nurses to always buy your cars with cash. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so easy and practical.
Yeah.
Talk about out of touch. How do you bite your tongue and not tell him what a moron he is?
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. Olivia said, yeah, why don't you just get a better job? Yeah. Why don't you just get a job that pays you 6 figures? Yeah, that'd be great. Can you tell me where?
Been looking.
Yeah.
Why don't you become the CEO of a really famous company?
You know what you need to do? You need to become a CEO.
CEO is where it's at.
Or just be an influencer.
Yeah. I love this one. Grace said, yeah, a friend of mine genuinely said about poor people, they just need to swallow their pride and go ask their parents for money.
Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.
Because, yes, we all have very rich parents, right? They just willingly give it out.
Of course.
Yeah. That's Rich-splaining. Hector said, yeah, I had a rich person one time give me some wildly out-of-touch financial advice. He said, save an emergency fund of at least 6 months of bills. Okay.
That'd be great.
That'd be great if I weren't living paycheck to paycheck.
I mean, what dumb advice.
Love to be able to have that. That'd be great.
Know your audience.
Yeah.
You can't just say stuff like this.
Alexis said, yeah, I got the advice. You know what? You just need to lay off the Starbucks and the avocado toast, and you're going to be just fine.
The avocado toast is pretty expensive.
And then you take away all your joy that you have in life.
And maybe she's already done that. Who knows? Brooke said, when interviewing for a secretary position, I expressed some time concerns. And the manager's like, well, just hire an au pair to watch your kids.
Because that sounds cheap.
Yeah, I'm applying for your secretary position. I don't know where you think this au pair money is going to come from.
I think if you are a family that uses the word au pair, you are in a fancy family.
Amen.
Yes. Doug said, you know, if you joined a private club, you'd meet more people and make more money.
Duh. Why don't you join the country club?
Yeah. Problem solved. What's wrong with you? Vicky said, I work in retail at a Harley-Davidson dealership, and the owner came in and asked why I didn't have a new motorcycle yet. I just smiled and said, because I work here. Harley-Davidsons aren't cheap. You ever price those things out?
Those things are so expensive.
So expensive. Why don't you have a new one?
Going back to that club one, though, I do have a friend who was down on his luck and spent like, I don't know, $5,000 of money he did not have to go join one of those country clubs. And he did. He made connections at the club and turned it into a job.
Yeah.
Because he knew how to walk the walk, talk the talk, and look like a guy that was a mover and a shaker.
So he snowed all of those rich people thinking he belonged at that place.
Yes, he did. And he got a job out of it.
Like an Anna Delvey, huh?
Like an Anna Delvey. If you can pull it off and you're slick enough, that piece of advice is kind of good, putting yourself in that environment, because rich people in the country club, they think everybody's already been pre-screened.
Yeah.
I'd love to go undercover in a rich club like that, try to trick them like I'm fancy.
I would love to help sneak you in.
I'm fancy like Applebee's.
And the ridiculously out-of-touch financial advice that Jericho got from a rich person, he said, you know what I did? You just write a check to yourself for $1 million. Hold on to that.
Oh, what was his name?
Jericho's the one who got the advice.
If I write a check to myself for $1 million, it'll bounce like all the other checks.
Yeah, you just got to put it out there in the universe. That's how it all begins. You write that $1 million check, and then it'll happen, brah.
So annoying.
Yeah. I did love this story. This is very sweet. A lot of people are struggling with the money right now, and we often wonder, are there good people still left in this world? There's a woman in California that went to CVS to get pain meds for an infected tooth she had.
Oh, damn.
If you've ever had tooth pain, it's one of the worst things. You can't focus. You can't concentrate. Every second is miserable.
You went through that.
Oh, I have. So I know what she's going through. And when she went to the counter at the CVS, she didn't have the slip of paper saying that it was covered by her insurance. And she broke down because she realized she didn't have the $20 to pay for it.
Oh, damn.
The pharmacist reached across the counter, swiped her own credit card,
Aww.
And the woman was like, no, I can't do that. I got to pay you back. She's like, forget about it. She wouldn't take her money.
That's sweet.
Isn't that amazing, though?
If you see somebody struggling and you're able to help them, that's awesome.
She's like, I got this. So I love that. So there is some good people left in the world.
I could do $20, but you know, some of those prescriptions without your insurance are like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
I would have to ask, how much is her medicine before I offer to pay? Just check and see first how much it is.
And how bad your pain exactly? Would you put it on a scale of 1 to 10? How bad we talking? All right, Bert, if you get us to the After the Show podcast with your thought for the day.
Well, I got little Rocco over here, and I don't think it'd be right to hog the mic. Rocco, why don't you have the final word? Just get something nice to the nice people who listen to the audience or they listen to the program. Love everybody.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, everybody, on 97.9 WRMF.
Oh, okay, there we go. All right, thank you, Rocco.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.